Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We are the maker of the Supreme Ambient Light Rejection 12. Also, too, the makers of the new screen paint we have coming out in 2021, which is under our the Advanced Ambient Light Rejection 17. All right, so one of the things I talked about in a few of my demonstrations was making the Luminous, which we spell Ness. The Luminous is actually three shades darker, which is the screen behind there. It's 3 shades darker than a 12, but interesting. And I always tell people this, and some people, get bothered by it, but, it's how I feel. My Lord and Savior gave me otherwise. He would say, you know what, we can make the screen darker. So when I always say we, always referring to as me and my Lord. When it's my business partner, or things he allows me to be able to do and create and design. So this is what we came up with, or he came up with, my Lord came up with, and I was blessed to be able to learn it and understand it. So this right here is on this test sheet right here before we spray it on the bigger screen behind us. This is actually the darker version. So I wanted to see how dark I could possibly go and still maintain the white levels in the screen. And keep in mind, when you're dealing with black technology, one of the problems, or 2 problems you're going to come into is you add too much of a white level into it, then you run the risk of basically the contrast level suffering. And if it's too dark, that means the white levels suffer, which means the white levels have to be high enough for you to produce bright, vivid colors, natural skin tones, and white levels and all that other good stuff. So this right here, like I said, is the version of it that is much, much darker. As you can see, compared to the screen behind it, it is much darker than the Luminous, which is right there. Let me show you how dark the coating is. I'm come into the kitchen real quick because I have it sitting right there on my tabletop, right over here. And I'll show you how dark this stuff is. So this is how dark it is. It is literally super, super dark. All right, it's actually one of the darkest screen paints we have ever developed. And like I said, when you're dealing with a very dark screen, one of the problems you will fall into is maybe the white levels will suffer. All right, so let's begin. I'm gonna remove this off my projector right there. And we're going to start off with this demonstration right here. All right, so let's figure out where my controller is at, and let's begin. I'm going to wind this back some. Let me see. Now, when applying this, we do advise you to spray it on. This is going to be a prime and spray on application. It's going to be more a professional kit. For those of you that are not comfortable with spraying the screen, like I said, we do have a 12. 12 is an amazing black technology screen paint. This one's a little bit more advanced, it's much more darker, and the white levels are a tad higher. I love doing this. You can see how dark that screen is. Snow Screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Where's we get to the snow scene? There we go. It shows you how the white levels are, how dark the screen. Like I said, the screen is way darker than the Luminous, and that's how bright the white levels are. Now, I did a version of this live. I did one on Facebook Live, and I did another one here on YouTube. Sometimes we have to still do those live demonstrations because we do have a few people out there who basically may be a little discouraged, or maybe they are just can't believe the technology is that good, but it's that good. All my ideas come from my Lord and Savior, and his ideas are flawless. So it is what it is, it's real. All right, so let's come out of here. And let's go over to, I'm going to do some nice bright colors. With the contrast, it's not going to be hard for the technology to do, because the screen is black. And that's literally how dark the screen is right there. As always, fully lit environment. Of course, it's got that ambient light rejection technology gain times 17. Well, it's not 17. The ambient light rejection gain is different. We call it advanced ambient light rejection technology gain 17. That's what it's called. You see how beautiful that looks, and how bright those levels are. Never get used to doing this. How much darker it is to the screen behind it. Alright, we're going to come out of here, and we're going to go for the LG snowboarding.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, as I said before, with the screen paint, we're going to have instructions on how to apply it. It does have rear capability, which means if you spray this on plexiglass or any form of transparent surface, it does become rear projection. Paint sprayer I like to use is a Wagner 250. Very easy to use. Like I said, it requires dark primer to prime the surface, and then after that you spray over it with our coating. So there is going to be instructions involved with it. I'm going to do a few paint on demonstrations. Now, not only do we have the black version of 17, but we also too have the blue, which is now a 17. We have a screen called Ultra Bright, which is going to be changed to something else, a different name. And then we have the black slate. But when it came to the black screen, I just wanted to see how dark I can actually get it. You know, and my Lord gives me, I was thinking about it, my Lord said, just give me some time, and I'll show you how to do it. And sure enough, he did. Now, I like to do the pre-recorded sometime because sometimes when I do live streams, my voice just gets a bit choppy, and the picture can become a bit disoriented. So you can see nothing's really going to be bothered with that at all. It's just going to come out looking all around gorgeous. And colors are going to stay nice and vivid. Colors are going to stay nice and vivid, which that's what you want. And that's why I said when you're developing black technology, when you make it extremely dark, one of the problems you may run into, or you're going to run into, is the fact that the white levels are going to start dropping like crazy because the screen is producing too high of a contrast level. Where if you put too much of white into it, then that means the contrast suffers. So this is coating technology that we're using. These screens have 100% coating, and this allows us to be able to adjust exactly what areas we want to heighten on the screen. We can bring up the black levels and heighten the white levels too. Now the white levels are not going to be as white as a white screen or a white sheet of paper, but the white levels are going to be high enough for you to be able to, like I said with the 12s, where the picture is not going to be so distorted or unwatchable or anything like that, that, you know, people in the past have tried to paint that picture to be when it comes to black technology. And as you're seeing here in the video, I'm not having that problem whatsoever. Okay, let's come out of here. Now the next stage will be to take the darker formula we have here and paint that on the official 169 screen, because that's where it's going to go next. Okay, the colors are nice and bright and beautiful. There's no black spots, or it's not fading, or the image is not unrecognizable. You know, you just basically, like I said, you can see from the technology produces amazing white level, especially for a screen that dark. And like I said, 12s do the same thing too. They can produce amazing white levels. Let's go over to let's go back a bit there. And let me change this right here to this. Let me see. And this will just give you an idea on how magnificent the screen's white levels are for surface, for screen paint that dark. You can see how crazy the white levels are. There you go. Just want to show you that up front, close. Now I'm not going to do any contrast demonstrations in here because, as I said before, you know, when you have a screen that's black, contrast is automatically going to be an easy thing to do. I like to do these demonstrations on bright, beautiful colors and snow, scenery, and stuff like that, so you can see exactly how high the white levels are. let's go to, let me see. Come out of this for a minute. Oh, I got one for it. Snow 4K with wolves.
Getting that from YouTube.
Another day, another chance to bounce forward.
You can see how regular TV looks, regular commercials.
So you can keep up with your customers and covering all your connected devices with serious security. Be fast, be secure, bounce forward with Comcast Business.
There you go. Producing this amazing, amazing white levels. Like I said, I did this with a roller, which you do not want to do is roll the screen. These screens are meant to be primed first and then sprayed. Like I said, best paint sprayer for this would be the Wagner 250. That's the one I actually highly recommend. I've used that quite a few times. If you decide to roll the screen, you will leave, I mean, I don't know if you notice it or not, but you will see, you'll leave little streak marks in there. And that's what we advise you to spray it on. You don't have to be standing right up on top of the screen if it's dusting. So you have to make sure you put, it's a one coat application. Isn't that beautiful or what? I tell you, God is amazing. God is absolutely amazing. That's where all my knowledge comes from. Okay, let's go over to that's for the angle gain. That's the angle gain on the screen. You see all the way around. This in a fully lit environment. And this is where my projector is sitting at. So that's how far my projector sits back from the screen. Now I'll show you exactly how amazing those white levels are. Anytime we get a rainy day like this, we are going to have some Wi-Fi issues. I'm probably going to have some Wi-Fi issues today. Hopefully not too major. So you can see actually how beautiful those white levels are to be able to produce color that gorgeous on that screen like that. Like I said, in order for you to be able to produce a color like that on a screen that dark, the screen's going to have to be able to show some kind of white levels. Alright, just going through a few of these real quick. OLED beta fish demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
And even with the screen being this, having a white level this high, it can still maintain its contrast levels with no problem. Literally, the screen is so dark, as you can see it right here, that the projector behind me is showing contrast, but it's not as dark as the screen, because the screen is actually darker than the contrast and what the projector is producing. And you can see how much light we have in the environment. Always in a fully lit environment. This is very important. Okay. Let me show you how beautiful and bright the colors are. Let's see. See how beautiful the white levels are? Absolutely, I'm telling you, this technology is amazing. And those you wanted those Exchange Super Jet Black screens, this is it. Some contrast levels in there. Gotta add about the pop on, which I don't mind. Gives you a chance to see the screen on natural commercials. Here we go. You see how bright the image comes up? Trying to fit in as much as I possibly can. Shows you how bright the white levels are in this technology. Look at that. Look how bright those white levels are. Absolutely, like I said, I love it. Alright, so we're going to come out of here real quick and see if we can find. See how crazy the reds are. Colors are going to be insane because the black levels are so high. tell you, God is amazing. So I'll tell you, that's where all my ideas come from. Now, if my time cuts off, I do apologize, but just want to let you know, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company's Crystal Wave Technology Screens, and this is going to be added to the Limitless. So the Limitless is already a dark screen, but this experiment, being able to make it even darker, this is, like I said, this is going to be added to the screen. So it's just going to be, the Limitless is going to be changed a little bit. It's just going to be a much darker screen, but still, as you can see, the white levels are not affected in any way whatsoever. You can just have a much darker screen. Just signing off a little early, just in case if my time runs out, that's all. I don't know how much time I have on my physical camera for recording. But the new technology, the 17s, will be launching probably about a week from now. They'll be available free worldwide shipping. Sorry, not free worldwide shipping. We can't ship overseas yet. We still haven't got past those restrictions yet. PayPal put in place. Sorry about that. But for right now, like I said, if you have somebody within the United States that you can basically authorize to have the package shipped to, we can ship it over there with no problem whatsoever. Sony 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
That is not a problem for us to do. I definitely have to do this one. I gotta pause this right here.